All right, we are back now with the premier semifinals, Fanaki, Modell, Marino, and Chu. It's going to be fun. Both of these teams had some exciting quarterfinals. Obviously, we saw on stream the Patric Chu, Ryan Marino quarterfinal that they were able to win over Ackerman and Gross. But Gabe Finocchi and Max Modell, they won their quarterfinal game in 2 as well. We head into the semis now. The winner, still have no idea who they're going to play because we're waiting on the result of another quarter game, and then another semi game after that. But we will obviously update you with the results of all that, as well as checking those out on Fuego if you want to see those results. But now, we're going to dive right in.
Yeah, so much action that we've already had, and yet we still have so much more to get into today. So it's exciting to see Gabe Finocchi, Max Modell back on the feature court. Seen them a couple of times throughout the year. Have not yet gotten to the top of a podium, but they've been on a podium once or twice.
They are
incredible. Yeah, they're really good.
Pure and simple athletes. I mean, we're going to see a lot more dives than we've seen in any of the other games. We're going to see a lot more soft touches, and I honestly expect to see just a lot more overall athleticism. You combine that with what we saw from both Patric Chu and Ryan Marino in that last quarterfinal, this could be an explosive game, to say the least.
The touches that Creamy was getting in that last game has me wondering who might actually be the stronger defensive team right now. And Fanaki Modell set the bar exceptionally high on that front. So, yeah, like you said, the table is set, and Fanaki's up first.
Here he goes. Goes left right away. Patric Chu will play this. Set from Marino is clean, and that one will bounce off Fanaki's body, but straight into the ground.
Yeah, but just knowing the scouting report, you have to play all of those serves against Gabe Finocchi. No questions asked. For fear of the second serve. For those wondering why you have to play it, of course, it's an optional fault, but it doesn't feel that way.
Ryan Marino to serve, righty cut. Fanaki recovers it, and Modell hits it right at Marino's face. Bounces off what looked like from here his nose, and he was unable to get the soft touch from there.
Yeah, match featuring Fanaki Modell. You said it would promise some soft touches. That, a very firm soft touch on the face.
Yes. Max now, an incredible lefty player, and he will work that lefty cut in right away, and that will be enough to draw the error from Ryan Marino as he's unable to get that ball on the net.
Yeah, preferring to go for that finesse push shot there, getting himself in trouble, not trying to just power the ball through that more, probabilistic shot, that pull.
Wow, he whips out the righty. That is not something we see from Max very often. Unreal, and that will definitely make Patric Chu respect that later.
And Max wants that same ball back, understandably.
Good serve from him there. And Patric Chu, you can see him blaming himself for that set. Off the net and right at the body of Ryan Marino, who was unable to adjust in time to get that on the net.
Yeah, we saw such creamy, smooth offense from Chu and Marino in the quarterfinals matchup, and it might have been the break. They had about 20, 30-minute break between that match and this, but
Max still serving. There's the righty again. The distance on that was ridiculous. Not something we've seen from Max very much in the past, but he is bringing it out here in the semifinals.
I wasn't sure if Marino was trying to call a pocket or something. He was doing an upside down T. Immediately wanted to call a timeout this way. Sorry, we're on stream. We can call a timeout this way. As long as you're making a T with your hands, just making a timeout call. They're going to take 60 seconds. Quick re-break. We're not going to take a break from the action, but wow. Max Modell has leveled up the serving.
He has leveled up. I mean, the last time I really focused on his play was, when we were commentating together in Richmond, that challenger event. It was Modell, it was Fanaki against Gross and Kandula in the finals, where, of course, Robbie and Ryan ended up taking that. But we didn't really see that righty cut very often. Max is a lefty. He's been focusing on that left hand. He's got a crazy cut. He's been working on that reverse. But the righty cut, the distance we just saw on that, I gotta say, I'm surprised, and I'm confident that Creamy are surprised too.
Yeah, a fun feature for Max as we jump back into the action here now. 5-1. Max is going to be up to serve.
I guess what?
So Max is going to be serving here. Second serve coming, 5-1.
Oh, that's a clean hit from Marino. Nice and low. Really didn't give Gabe a chance. That's the key. You cannot give them any, even just the slightest open door, because these two athletes, I mean, if that door is just cracked, they will burst through.
Yeah. And to top that off, they're now just both high-level servers, too. So there's no way to hide.
Well, Patric Chu giving us a nice one, but, I mean, that's not enough to give Gabe any amount of difficulty. He will lip that one up, but it is got a good amount of distance on it. And as far as we could tell, it looked clean, but the observers will discuss it as Ryan Marino and Patric Chu disagreed.
It might have been a roll-up versus back rim conversation, so we'll see what they signal. Signal appears to be clean. Another one for Fanaki.
There's the big right, and that stays low. That's really where his skills are. There's the dive from Max, something we're going to see a lot today. The first one, unsuccessful.
Ball going back to someone who's also been serving at a very high level in Ryan Marino. He's got the lefts and the rights. He's got the lefty reverse. He's got all the spins.
And he's got a righty cut, which we just saw there. He tried to whip it out, but of course, the rim got in the way. He's been big with the fakes as well. Here they are again. 1, 2, 3. He goes on the third, and that one does not get on the net.
And as the ball comes back to Max, we noted he had 2 ready aces already. Something he experienced in pool play is he's been working on his fakes and isn't used to people jumping on his fakes.
There's the left. He tries reverse, but it doesn't move much, and Ryan Marino capitalizes.
Yeah, not able to fool Marino there. But having success going both ways so far in this match. Oh, that's a fun step out.
Fun step out and a great cut from him, and that's enough to throw Gabe off balance. The receive not good enough, and the set just could not compensate either. Patric Chu with a good start and a break. He'll go again with the righty cut, and that is out of Max's reach. That's a good start for him, and exactly what they needed to bridge this gap that Max had built.
Just getting fingertips on that, though. So sometimes players, they get that fingertip like Gabe does on that drop. The expectation is if you can get fingertips on it, you need to make the play. And that's what Fanaki does there.
Just barely gets it right. I mean, just barely gets that drop up in the air. Max gives him a nice set, and then we saw Fanaki really coil back and unleash and send that ball out of Marino's grasp.
Yeah.
That's a big lefty cut from Fanaki. Max Modell with a chance at this. He pops it up off the body, but could not give chase in time.
Loses the hat there. Oh, good spirit here from Marino. Retrieving the hat for the adversary as we rotate 7-8. Creamy was up most of their games in the quarterfinals match we got to enjoy. So playing from behind here is a little bit different for them.
That's a big cut. Max recovers it, and Fanaki with a really important set. You saw the expression there from Fanaki, definitely grimacing as it wasn't the cleanest of putaways, but it got the job done.
Yeah, Marino getting a taste of his own medicine with that finesse finish from Modell.
Big righty again, but that one will clip side pocket.
Modell not faking as much right now. Tries to bring them out.
Ooh, there's that finesse you just mentioned, Ben. I mean, we see that patience from Marino, and it pays off.
It's probably not the best hit for him. It's unguarded, but the level of difficulty maybe isn't worth how unguarded it is. It might be wiser to just hit the ball hard and, you know, closer to your opponents than it is to hit that finesse shot. But Marino's so happy with that serve, and he's happy with that break reverse cut for Chu. Ties us up at 9 apiece in game 1.
He goes righty cut this time, jams Max up, and he is unable to get that ball in Gabe's direction. That's another break for Creamy.
Yeah, he jams him on the cut serve, which is so scary because Chu can go so much wider than that, and you don't know exactly how much spin it's going to have coming off the net.
That one's going to be called high, I believe, by Fanaki, so Modell will just pass that ball back to his opponent to give Chu a second shot at it. He's been big with these righties. There's another cut, jams Fanaki up. Is that called clean?
Side pocket call goes in. It's noted clean by the observers, so it's 11-9 now. Creamy on quite a swing there. They rotated down 7-8, take a 4-1 split there.
It's 3 aces for Patric Chu in a row. He goes lefty this time, comes up short.
Good heat check.
Makes sure Max has to cover both sides. This time it looks like it's just going to be a righty. Modell with his left hand receives it nicely, and then a beautiful diving lefty pull to give him the point.
Yeah, almost a mirror image of some of the dives out from Kandula in the round of 32, for those who were in our pre-stream on Twitch.
Huge movement there from Fanaki. Players agree that it was no good, so he'll have to go again. This time it's a reverse. Well received by Marino. He goes left-handed, and Maxi's there, but the ball just did not get popped up enough.
Back to the dangerous hands of Marino.
That has a lot of movement again.
Oh,
Max
no.
just tries to get it on. He didn't have the opportunity to pop that one up to his teammate. And what was a strong early run from Fanaki Modell has been completely turned on its head.
Marino wants to keep it going.
If I'm Fanaki Modell, this is the time I'm thinking of taking a timeout. The momentum heavily in the favor of Creamy right now. When you had that momentum earlier, you got to find a way to get that again. Another perfect example of what can happen if things are just falling in your opponent's favor. Ryan Marino with another clean ace. Nothing Max can do, not even going to protest it. So Marino will have a chance to go again. That's Ryan's first ace so far this game. Looking to find a second. He goes lefty. Going to be high, though. Max Modell, 2 aces so far. Looking to add to that tally with a righty, but can't quite get it done. But now he's got a defensive chance. Soft touches up. Fanaki with a backhand and a clean put away to give him the point.
And it's not a timeout they need to swing the momentum, but just one of those patented in-system defensive plays for Fanaki Modell. Not sure if anybody landed on anybody there, but we know Chu came into this matchup with some pain in his knee from the quarterfinals, so might have just needed an extra second to breathe. Already without the timeout for the match, or the game, excuse me.
It was righty last time from Modell. This time it'll be lefty. Marino calls high.
Oh, daring him to go big here.
Another step out left. This time he fakes left, goes right. That one no good. So it looked like he had a chance there to bridge the gap, but he only gets 1 break back. Still a 3-point margin.
Chu's trying some different stances here.
A lot of righty movement, and that will jam Fanaki up on his left hand. Modell, not his best set of all time.
Wow.
And an awkward backhand flick from Ryan Marino is just enough to get the job done. This is tricky now.
Yeah, you're a little too kind there, Jonah. This is not a good set for Max. Forces Gabe to have to make a jumping play and gives Marino the angle to size up the hit and get across from it in time.
Good last-minute adjustment from Marino as well. A bit of an awkward set that he made it work.
Yeah, never surprised, always impressed when Marino's doing those weird last-second finesse shots. Absolutely. Sometimes disappointed when he takes the finesse shot, though, and it costs him dearly. Nice left.
Let's see, does it go finesse this time? He does.
Oh.
It'll hit Gabe in the knee, but unfortunately neither Gabe nor Max was close enough to chase that one down. So once again, it is Creamy who hold a 4-point margin. Ball now in the hands of Ryan Marino. 1 ace already. Hoping to find a second. He goes lefty, jams Fanaki up brutally, but Modell with a brilliant recovery set. Gives not necessarily a dime, but good enough for Fanaki to chip that one over.
Yeah, big decision there for Modell, giving up his body, just getting a little bit lower to make that set. Really calculated. They need some help here. Oh.
Goes left, but a little bit of indecision, it looked like, on which shot he actually wanted to go for.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell if they're going for a reverse cut or if they just mishit the ball.
Drops left just to put on, hoping to play defense. Almost paid off because actually Fanaki was in position, actually overran it just slightly because the pull was a little bit too good.
Yeah, that ball was shot by Chu, though. Exit velocity on the net had to have been, I don't know how fast spike balls get hit in this game, but I'd say minimum 50 miles per hour on the way out. Ooh. Unable to add to the lead. So ball goes back to Fanaki, who's been, relatively speaking, quiet this game.
That's a good serve. Some good movement, but maybe a high discussion.
This is just called just high there.
Looked like that was his elbow height. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I would agree. I wasn't very sure from here.
But Fanaki seems to trust the call and has no issue with it. Still that 4-point margin. We haven't seen this change. Ryan Marino hoping to just stretch this out even further to that 5-point margin. Unable to do so as Fanaki receives that well and puts it away gently with his left hand. But it is now do or die in at least game one. Again, still a big series to play, but now it's Modell with a chance to get something back.
Wow.
Big righty, but
just
it
rolls up.
Just rolls up too high.
Good discipline from Chu to stay low there with his shoulders.
Goes left this time, unable to make it happen. And that gives Creamy game point in game one of this semifinal. Step out left and goes right, as we've seen from him time and time again. Now Modell with an opportunity, but shorts it, and that'll do it for game one.
Yeah. Other than that first burst from Max Modell, Fanaki Modell did not look like they had any room to apply pressure. They got really that one break in the middle there when they needed that momentum swing, and from there, kind of just conceded the game.
Yeah, I was keeping track of how many dives, how many athletic plays we saw on the defensive side from Fanaki and Modell, and my counter never left one, which is a bit unusual, right? We prefaced this game with that there was going to be a lot of that athleticism. We're going to see a lot of these dives, a lot of these, crazy grabs, and other than early on, like you said, when the momentum was with Fanaki and Modell, we didn't see that shift towards the second half of the game.
I definitely agree. It's a key to success. If they're flying around, getting touches and diving for balls, that probably means they're playing better. So, yeah, the offhand stats here in the booth definitely track with the scoreboard. A big win for Creamy. They are looking at a chance to make their first finals. It's their first semifinal, so it would have to be their first finals, but looking really good. And Fanaki Modell, the 1 seed, drops their first game of the day. Yeah,
they're in tip-top shape, Creamy, right now. Fanaki and Modell, they looked like they were in impeccable form a moment ago, but, I mean, the thing is, momentum in a game like Spikeball is pretty substantial. It affects the confidence. It affects how you're, coordinating, moving around with your partner. And I really wish we just saw a timeout late game from Modell and Fanaki. We did see an early game timeout. I'm pretty sure that was by Creamy.
It was, yeah,
because
the
momentum.
Max Modell.
Right, they did exactly what I was hoping to see from Fanaki and Modell. It was Max Modell with the momentum, with those serving aces, with some incredible plays. And Creamy said, you know what, let's slow it down. Let's take that time out. Let's make them breathe. Let's ice the kicker, essentially. Ice the server in this case. We did not see that adjustment from Fanaki and Modell. Maybe they forgot they had the timeout. Maybe they just didn't want to use it and wanted to hope they could bring something back in the spur of the moment. But you got a timeout. It's a weapon you can use against your opponents. Why not?
Yeah, could not agree more there. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt to this game and if they are ready to use a timeout if they need it, because Marino and Chu can definitely go on a serving spree. So, curious to know what they had in that huddle there mid-game. Just checking on the staff here, making sure the observers are good to go.
You can see in the background, though, the entire crowd now focused on this game. Our other quarterfinal matchup between Dan and Grant versus Bazinga. That game going all three. Not sure the victor of that game, but of course we'll have that information for you shortly, and we'll have another semifinal beginning shortly as well. Getting word that it was Dan and Grant who persevered over Bazinga. That's big considering Bazinga's recent performances.
Yeah, and relatively speaking, for Laughlin and Abrams have not had quite as much success in the Tour Series this season. So a good day for the two of them. Ripe to continue if they can get a win over Wes Peterson and Owen Littman. Team named Bothouse playing out of Clemson University together.
Big drop from Fanaki, but Chu has no trouble with it. Diving effort there from Fanaki to get that ball up, but unable to really lift it high enough.
Wow.
Diving grab. Was it good? Looked like it. We saw the fist pump coming in from Fanaki. And now Max has the ball, 2-1. He'll step out left, confidently swinging. Doesn't want to mess around with that right early on because now Ryan Marino knows he can't cheat too much to the lefty. He's got to worry about both ways because there it is. Unfortunately, just a touch too high.
Indeed. Marino getting his first chance to serve. Oh.
Big lefty swing. Modell has no trouble, though, as he is a lefty as well, and that goes to his dominant hand. Sets it up for Fanaki, who returns with a nice set, and, well, there you have it. Up and over the defense. Ball back to Fanaki.
Couple of fakes.
A dirty reverse from Gabe. Patric Chu had no shot at it. He'll pop off with his usual let's go. Max Modell telling him to come alive, teammate. You've got this.
Yeah, their energy definitely needs to pick up. They got the replay there. Fanaki trying to find another one. Oh, going for that same reverse cut.
He wanted the reverse again. Down by 1. Patric Chu with his big righty cut. There it is again.
Oh, gosh.
They'll choose to play through whatever that might have been. Could have been high, unclear, but they'll play it anyway, and, well, Patric Chu will essentially get the break. I'll now step out left again. There's the righty, and it's beautiful. No shot for Fanaki as he broke the other way. Caught him slipping there for a moment.
That instep serve, yeah, just so much jump on the net. It's allowed, but it shouldn't be.
He felt that contact on his hand. You could tell by the reaction. It felt good, but the outcome didn't agree. Righty step, righty swing, but that went up and over. That ties us up now at 5s. We'll have the players rotate, but it is still anyone's game.
Max Modell trying to find some of the serves he had really only at the beginning of this series. But now they're just being handled.
Ooh, that's a nice angle from Patric Chu, right? He didn't go for the open-handed push like it looked like he was setting up for. That's what both Max Modell and Gabe Finocchi were essentially covering. Instead, he pulled that one tight across his body to give his teammate Ryan Marino the ball back. Big reverse from Marino, and that's going to be too hard for Fanaki to recover.
Got him jumping there. Receiving a ball midair is not where you want to be on a reverse cut serve of all things.
He fakes left, goes right. Modell receives no problem, but then dives lefty. Soft touch opportunity. Is it a dime? It's good enough. Modell gives chase now, and Fanaki has to get this one back on the net. Modell has a shot, and an incredible dive to finish the point. Straight over the net, and the ball sent right back to us. Max Modell putting on a clinic as always.
What a good offhand here from Chu to apply pressure, but the recovery set from Fanaki is crazy here. Not as crazy as that initial soft touch and set by Marino.
Look at that set from Fanaki, though. Setting his partner up beautifully. Couple of highlights to save putting the reel for later. And now Gabe Finocchi wants more. An incredibly moving cut. Now a good soft touch from Max. He goes lefty out of Marino's reach, and they are heating up.
Wow. They're feeling that energy.
Check that replay again. I mean, it's the body defense we've talked about. It pops up perfectly from Modell. Fanaki gets a hand on it, and Modell puts it away.
Yeah, just an easy 1, 2, 3. Once you get that first touch, I guess it's easy 2, 3. Oh, no.
Wow. The break they were looking for. The momentum in this game is insane. The confidence, just the movement, it's all different right now when they're feeling themselves.
Creamy has a good head about it. They just let up a couple of breaks. They call their timeout. Let's reset. that was an interesting point, that last one in particular, because for Creamy, it looked like they maybe could have called high or some sort of fault on the serve, and instead of calling it, they let the ball sit in the air for a while, and then the set was really poor. And once you set the ball, you're locked into that point, and it's a hard recovery hit to make. So, wow, a couple of great athletic plays there for Fanaki Modell, and all of a sudden, there's new life for these guys. Trying to win game 2 here and push a third game.
Wow. What a turn of events. I mean, early days in this game, at least, it was Modell to start on a heater. And then it was Ryan Marino, Patric Chu to bounce back. And then all of a sudden, the momentum has seriously swung the other way.
Hey, we're right back where we were at the beginning of game 1, with Max doing some good things, whether it's serving, whether it's playing defense. He's getting some big breaks, and Fanaki is backing him up here with some serves. Oh my gosh, a lefty cut serve. Just a no-doubter there for Fanaki. Take a second look at this angle. Step right. One fake, go. Yeah. And he's back on the stripe. Marino has to play this.
Just up and over. Modell had a shot.
Beg your pardon on the scoreboard. We've got that squared away. I was mesmerized by some serves.
Patric Chu now with a big one. Modell receives that one, but a big body from Marino. Can Chu get it back?
Oh.
Not quite. Just shorts the set. Didn't quite have a chance to get that one back on.
Yeah, just short a dime there for that set. And Modell will breathe a sigh of relief. They keep that 2-point advantage.
Oh, a big righty. Chu has to run it down, and Marino can't get there. Max with another big break. Here goes Max. He tries the left. Second serve from Modell. He's been lethal with both hands today. It's left this time. Marino pushes one nicely. No. Fanaki has a beautiful diving effort, but that ball just does not get high enough for Modell to make a play on it.
There's nowhere for him to go to because the ball's on the way down, so he can't soft touch that.
Here goes Ryan Marino. 2 points down. Goes straight right. No fake, but a big reverse. Now Modell with his left. He finds the gap again. Love that coordination between Fanaki and Modell. Just timing that set beautifully, keeping it nice and low because he saw the gap was there, allowing his teammate to take advantage.
Yeah, offense looking much smoother there. And it's something at this level you need to be executing every single time. It's really high stress.
Big reverse from Fanaki, but Chu recovers it beautifully. Big body up. They both dive for it. Lack of coordination gets him into a little bit of trouble.
So I'm asking for a friend. Do they get 2 dive tallies there on that on your scorecard?
That's important. That's actually good. It's good to think about.
Because they're both feeling it. They're both shacking balls and getting to the spots.
Patric Chu, the lefty, but Fanaki's going to play this. He'll now swipe with another classic diving right hand, and that is exactly what they do best. I mean, Fanaki and Modell both have that in their playbook.
Still up a couple points here. But it's never a bad feeling to be up by more, especially when you're staring down players like Ryan Marino about to serve next.
That's a good serve, but Marino will call that one high, and Max will agree. Didn't have as much movement on it as we usually see from Max. So it's that 2-point margin that we've held for quite some time. Marino hoping to change that with a pretty nice cut, but Fanaki has no trouble recovering that touch from Max. Good set and solid put away. It's that kind of thing that really is separating, you know, the good from the greats in Spikeball, right? Everybody can get a touch on a ball, but can you set your partner? Can you get that recovery set back to your teammate after you nearly get destroyed by a brilliant serve?
Fanaki looking for another. Oh.
It moved a lot there. Oh, a perfect body, though. Can Max capitalize?
No.
Just barely? Not quite. I think the set just was a little too low, so Fanaki knocks it into the rim.
Yeah, a few of these sets, these opportunities have just been short of the hitter. They're waiting on the other side of the set because they want to see the and they're waiting in a good spot. And their setter is missing in just the wrong spot. If they miss high, they'd have a chance to adjust, but short and low is unreturnable. You can't do anything to save that set.
We've held this 2-point margin for quite some time now. And it looks like it's going to stay that way. Now at least a 3-point margin because the ball's back in the hands of Fanaki and Modell. Solid serve there from Chu. Just didn't quite get enough movement to give Fanaki trouble. That's something that's been so impressive about both Fanaki and Modell. Their serve-receive capability is something that continues to amaze.
Yeah. Modell trying to impress with his serves, too.
Does it with a nice left. And a good body as well. He's crawling for this one, and he gets it just in time. Fanaki puts that one over because Max Modell gets on all fours, scrambles for that ball, and gives it beautifully to his teammate.
Get this little monkey crawl, the extension. Oh. They actually have a GIF of hustle in the dictionary now. It's exactly that play.
Peak of athleticism right there, crawling towards the ball. But hey, if it gets the job done, I'm not complaining. He gets to serve again after that play. That was close to being glorious, but just not quite.
Marino needs to pick up something here.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
But Modell, nice recovery set as well, and Fanaki delivers the put away.
Still now up 4, serving up 4. Just the energy from Fanaki and Modell here between points is so light.
Speaking of energy.
Fanaki grunting on his serves like a lot of tennis players will do, and just not something he always does. He's just having fun with it on the net. He's having a good time. That bodes really well if they can get into game 3.
I would call this point the do-or-die point for Creamy, and they deliver right on schedule.
Yeah.
A beautiful cut that Modell didn't even get a hand on.
Just is ruthless angle, stepping out. That ball just goes, and it never, ever comes back. Chu's got them within 2.
That's what he needed. Can he do it again? He'll go righty, nice and low, off Gabe's body. Oh, a touch from Marino. This is possible. He gives chase, but just not quite.
Continued pressure there from Chu. That's really good. Almost another wild touch from Marino on defense as well. A lot of things firing for Creamy, Chu, Marino. But right now, it's back to Modell, who's been heating up this game and couldn't even say what he's going to do here, if he's going to go left or right.
He's been unpredictable. It's a weapon against your opponents in any kind of situation. No shot. He gets that on the net. He pops off, and well-deserved. Max Modell with a diving soft touch, and Fanaki closes it out. Here it is again.
Yeah, it looks like he gets simultaneous contact on multiple body parts into a soft touch. So if you're seeing this replay angle, the ball hits his body, and then he takes a second motion after that on the soft touch.
Incredible work.
Really just a good feat that the ball stayed in front of him. Fanaki hitting that off net finishes. Just fortunate.
This is the kind of game that we talked about Fanaki and Modell needing to play. It's scrappy, it's athletic, it's dirty, and it is incredible when it comes to the serving. There goes Modell again, a no-touch ace.
And another one on the right-hand side. Again, Max Modell is a left-handed player, so the fact he's getting this many righty no-touch aces means he's not getting that respect from his opponents. Look for him to continue to use that as a weapon to play off of for his lefty serve.
Can he do it again? He tries the reverse.
No. Modell wants to go to game 3 right now.
Just tries to jam up Marino. Backhanded, but a beautiful body up. Fanaki, not the set he was looking for. Modell tries it anyway, but just comes up short.
Another unfortunate shorted set there. What a touch from Max, though. That ball goes straight up off of the finesse hit from Marino. And it's 16-20 here. They'll get 4 chances to push to game 3, but Ryan Marino is no slouch at the serving line. Would love to finish this series in 2 games if he can.
He goes lefty, had Modell on skates there, but Modell has no trouble getting that one up. Patric Chu with a chance to get this one back, and he does. A good little flick to get that one on the net. Unfortunately, you got to question, is that enough? They're still down 3 points. It is still game point.
It only takes one.
And it is unlikely they're going to be able to do this easily.
The fact that they had to play the rim serve and they got the defensive touch there makes me wonder if Marino can get these serves clean, as he proves me wrong. But if he can get these clean, lines them up, there's no reason he couldn't get a couple in a row, string them together. 17-20 now, second serve. Okay, to game 3 we go. Couple breaks back and forth, but wow. I don't know if we can quantify it on our makeshift stat sheet here.
Yeah, I think I gave up at some point during that game because I was just so, oh my God, this is insane.
Yeah, the amount of energy you can feel when Modell and Fanaki are doing their thing is just palpable, and it's really fun to watch. We're gonna be staying live here, take a quick break for the players, but we're gonna be talking to you about just those ridiculous touches from Modell Fanaki. I wonder if Chu and Marino, what would they do to avoid those touches and play around this really strong defensive team?
That's tough to answer, right? Because you saw even with the timeout, the early timeout that, Chu and Marino tried to take to stop that momentum, it never slowed down. It was like Fanaki and Modell entered this game with a completely different mentality. They tried to be a lot more confident, right? And they never let up off the gas. That's the kind of play style that they can continue to utilize. I don't see this one being much of a contest in game 3. They have to find a way to slow down that momentum, right? Get some of those serving breaks, try to slow it down, maybe just get a serve on to play a defensive game, whatever it is. You steal a point from Fanaki and Modell, you get in their heads. Maybe that's what they need to do.
We haven't seen Fanaki and Modell use a timeout. Creamy has used it both games to slow the runs. Late game there, of course, another run from Fanaki and Modell. No timeout left to hold on to it. Becomes an interesting tactical game of when you want to use that timeout if you don't want to burn it too early, because you might need it in those late high teens, right around that 2021 win mark. So if they need to use it in game 3, I would imagine there's going to be a moment where they need to use it, and it's going to be an interesting time for them to pull the trigger or maybe save it.
Yeah, it's incredibly fun to watch, I can tell you that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, the way Fanaki and Modell play this game, it's like something we have never seen before. It's what made Richmond so exciting. It's what's making this game so exciting right now. Their commitment to every single point. Every time that ball is hit, they're going to give 100% to make sure that gets even somewhat close to their net, give their partner a chance at it. It seems like their mentality is, if we can get a body up, if that ball is in the air, even just a little bit off the ground, they're going to just throw their body at it. They're going to dive. They're going to make some sort of effort. That's the kind of play that put them over the top in game 2 and will again in game 3 if they can continue that.
We're going to cue things up here. 0 the board. Game 3 winner take all. Winner will move on to the finals.
Andrew, we ready?
And so, see who's going to be serving first. A little bit of a coin flipped or rock, paper, scissors match here. Gonna cue up the observers.
Everyone getting settled here before this game 3 begins. Players want to make sure they're good to go. Everyone understands what's going on. Observers want to make sure they're in position. The observers, those three beautiful lads in those bright yellow observer shirts. And here we go, game 3 is underway. Fanaki to start with a nice low serve that jams Marino up nicely, but Marino counters that with a beautiful flick of his own, keeping that nice and low, made sure Fanaki had no chance at it. Had a little bit of reverse movement there, but Modell is not phased.
We've seen so many finesse hits from Marino, and that's because Chu's centering the ball really well. Where, meanwhile, Fanaki, just for one example, is giving Max Modell the ball off net on his left hand so he can just crush it. And it's a very interesting difference in just approaches and strategies.
Talk about off-net sets. That's not ideal from Marino, but Chu recovers it. Marino has another opportunity, but doesn't deliver again. Modell, you see the fist pump. They're happy they take that one because, I mean, that was quite a rally already in this game 3.
Yeah. A little bit ironic that Marino has the exact same set to redeem himself.
And it was the same result.
Fool me once, fool me twice. As the abbreviated saying goes. But Modell's happy to keep serving.
There's another right, keeping Marino on his toes. Tries to go for the body. Can't quite do it.
Called there for Modell. And yeah, the lefty push finesse shot from Marino is just not the fastest hit or most high percentage shot for him. Another righty.
That's a good bit of movement on that serve as well. He'll go back and chase this one down. Fanaki's got to give his teammate time, and he does that beautifully, but Modell just gently puts it on. Marino with a chance to put this one away, but Fanaki with a beautiful body. Modell sends the ball back, but Fanaki just cannot get that ball on. Nearly had that one.
Is this just going to be something that happens every 2 to 3 points this game? Because if so, I'm going to need a lot more time between them to.
They are incredible. We saw that replay again. The movement Max Modell has. Got that nice wide camera angle as well to see that run down. Something we had to adjust for specifically for Max Modell after we saw his first stream performance in Richmond.
Yeah. Yeah. The best kind of problem is.
Exactly. Too athletic.
This guy's too athletic for this camera.
I see.
Chasing these balls down, making sure these players have their favorite softest ball to serve with.
Got some Stewart's spiked seltzer inflatable. What are those called?
I don't know. Wackies, boom whackers.
Boomsticks.
Boom whackers, I think is the phrase.
I'm going to go with boomsticks.
I'm going to go with boom whackers. We can both use each.
Yeah.
Max Modell there. It's a shame we were talking about boom whackers during that because Max Modell, we're going to check this replay, but it looked like he was able to get a diving body on one. Let's check it again. The diving knee on one. It's called clean, and Fanaki gets the ball. We're going again here to check this out. A diving knee on one.
That's pretty crazy.
And we're talking about boom whackers. Love to see it.
Sometimes you just get caught up in the moment, Jonah.
Yeah, I mean, Stewart spiked, giving us all this fun cheering equipment. I mean, what can you do? Fanaki. An incredible ace again. The characteristic come on as he pops off because that was ridiculous.
Yeah, Fanaki just trying to send Chu into the bleachers to become a fan with these kinds of serves. Sit down, Patric Chu. No, you got to get back in there, Chu. Staying in this game 3. Wow. Gets the touch, but it's high.
I like that look a lot.
Can he do it again? That is a nice cut. He tries to push it, and he just sneaks it under Gabe's arm. Gabe's diving attempt was maybe a millisecond too late, but he nearly had that.
Getting ace on that reverse cut from Fanaki. Chu definitely wants to get one back. Set the tone.
That's a good one, but Modell receives it. Fanaki with a good set, but Modell is not able to take advantage, and that ball is put away. A good break there coming in from Creamy.
Ryan Marino has had some really just smooth touches. It's one thing to be in the spot for this ball to bounce so cleanly and give Chu that time to find the set is hard to quantify.
As a hitter, that kind of thing, it's frustrating. You take a good hit, and all of a sudden it's coming right back your way. That one Max Modell is not going to let the same thing happen twice. He hits that one on 2 and puts that one away with a nice little lefty dive.
Yeah, usually would set Fanaki, but it's a good feeling when you get broken to then have that opportunity to hit the 2 and get that put away, just to reset the pace. Yeah, breaks back and forth we go.
That's going to put Marino on his heels.
Oh.
Still is able to get back to the net in time, though.
Yeah, looked to hit Modell into Fanaki, into the stands. Couple of quick touches there, skimming fingertips. Marino looking very precise with the footwork approach there.
He's got to be precise. He's down 2 points here with the ball in his hands. We haven't seen him acing like he was able to do in the quarterfinals. Have yet to see that form of Ryan Marino ever since game 1. Speaking of, an incredible serve, but a great pull from Max. Can he get this ball up in time? Patric Chu has to just pray for the miracle as he tries to whip that one back over his head, but he can't quite get it there. Good pull from Max to get that one far enough away.
And a really good deal of effort there expended by mostly Marino, but Chu as well. Maybe just a little bit shaken up.
Here goes Fanaki, goes lefty, tries to sneak that one by, but Patric Chu is unfazed. But a beautiful reverse works perfectly.
Gets another one on Chu again. So now he's in Chu's head that he's gotten twice aced on the reverse cut.
Check it out again. I mean, so much movement, and Chu, despite the lunge, comes up short. He goes again, jamming up Marino, who recovers it nicely.
Oh, no.
Fanaki tries to pop that one up, but ball does not get elevation enough. We're going to see a timeout coming in.
Yeah, that hit looked to hit rim on the way into the net. So a missed execution there by Marino. And yeah, we said it though. We were pretty sure there'd be a run for Fanaki Modell. We knew that Creamy was confident in taking timeouts and resetting the pace. It's 10-5 though, so there's a lot of game left. And if they can get back into this game, they don't have another safety net to ice Fanaki Modell. That's going to be an interesting factor down the stretch here. Meanwhile, Fanaki Modell on fire.
I mean, if it was 10-10, I think I'd agree with you. There's a lot of game left. But if it's 10-5, for Creamy, there's a lot of game left. But for Fanaki and Modell, they don't have that much to go. And if you're Creamy and you're staring at a 5-point deficit, you now don't have any momentum. How are you supposed to bounce back from this? Yeah, a timeout will certainly help, but now you need a substantial momentum shift. You got to somehow get your mental back on track, and you've got to recover 5 points at the same time. They've got an uphill battle, to say the least, for the next half of this game 3.
Yeah, and Creamy just took a good timeout. We'll leave a note to training partner of Ryan Marino, Emerson Dean, who commutes from the Ontario side of Canada to play in Michigan on a semi-regular basis. So a little fun fact for those of you who don't know the Detroit area too well, it's right on the border, and some Canadians come over and play with Americans from time to time. So good to get that support from your local training buddy out in the tournament here for Marino. And they'll need all the stops they can get here. Chu's hit big serves in big moments plenty of times. It almost feels like we're looking at the end of the game because of how big the deficit is. So I guess you're right. Maybe we aren't just halfway.
Well, not if Marino has anything to say about that one.
Come
a
on,
beautiful
Max.
set.
Oh.
Max throws himself at it, but the ball just out of Fanaki's grasp. That would have been a tough one either way.
I'm just holding my breath to see him elevate here as the ball gets past Fanaki.
Bam.
Wow.
Here goes Patric Chu. The righty's been powerful.
No disagreement from the serving team. That serve was above Modell's shoulder. Second one coming. Oh, and a rim there.
That lead has been reduced by 1, though. But Modell with the ball. If I'm Patric Chu, I'm starting to get worried, but he'll receive that cleanly. Modell will give it a thought, but he won't sacrifice his body for that one as it was just a bit out of reach. And he figures with this kind of lead, maybe he'll save the injury for the finals.
It's always good to take those steps to size things up, though, just to see how far off you might have been, so you know when you need to leave next time to maybe position yourself for that dive.
Reverse attempt there from Marino. Fanaki knows it's high, but plays it anyway, and that'll work out just fine.
Still up a couple here. Now 4-point advantage, 12-8 here for Fanaki. Oh, trying to extend
good
it.
Good grab, though, from Ryan Marino.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he just shorts that hit. It's going to clip the rim. But a good effort nonetheless. That ball so high in the air, so tough to adjust when it comes back down. Fanaki rips away. Patric Chu, good body up from Fanaki. He's got a chance at this one.
Oh, wow.
And he does. Beautiful push. Once again, it is Fanaki and Modell firing on all cylinders.
That really just wise decision there to wait on and then hit the push. Now up a commanding lead.
That'll work. Second serve is good. Ryan Marino adjusts, but this ball is up in the air. Oh, no! Max Modell had a shot at that one, but just flubbing that a touch.
Yeah. Interesting to see Modell underestimating where he needs to get to. Usually someone who's able to get the extra mile, but slows up and doesn't get his hand around that set.
Well, you can see
Wild
that, I think, fatigue setting in a little bit, and that's why we're going to see the timeout from Fanaki and Modell. I think Max needs a breather after all these rundowns he's done. He'll take a break. He'll stretch it out.
Particularly interesting to me is didn't look like Modell exerted himself too much there, so I wonder if maybe as he was going down and trying to extend for that set, something felt off.
It's also possible that maybe it was on another dive, maybe it was at another point, or simply maybe need to just get another nice drink of water. Got to stay hydrated out here. The sun isn't out, but you know, you're out working like these guys are from 9 in the morning all the way until, what are we at, 5 p.m. now. You're bound to get tired.
Yeah. That's a quick timeout for them. They're jumping back onto the court.
Everyone taking advantage of this timeout. Our observer's going to get a bite to eat.
Yeah, gotta stay fueled and focused. We're all lined up and ready to go.
But that 5-point lead still remains. But Chu with a beautiful cut.
Chu sends that just as I get sent by a very familiar song for the second time today, because I love when playlists are on loops. Trying to claw back.
Can he do it with the righty? Not quite. That's high, but Fanaki plays it. Chu with a touch. Considers a dive and probably considers the hinder call, but he thinks better of it. Had no shot at that ball once it popped up his knee.
Yeah, more so just sizing it up. Wow.
Big left from Modell. Chu recovers it nicely. Marino gives Max a chance, though, but just popped around him, and he didn't want to spin around and try to get that with the limited time he had left.
Yeah, it looked like another missed execution there from Marino.
Yeah, rim.
So that set was just so high, and as it's coming down, it's harder for him to time that serve. And speaking of timing that serve,
goodness!
Someone's got to time Max Modell on that serve, because that was a lot of fakes. Of course, server's only allowed to have 5 seconds. He goes left, right, left.
Wow.
And
that's
eventually
wicked.
Just decides to hit a good cut serve. Clean past Chu.
Lefty cut, didn't go righty, didn't rely on surprise, just relied on sheer talent.
Yeah, pretty much waited until Chu gave that 1 half step to the right.
Goes reverse this time. Marino gets a hand on it, though, and puts it away.
But yeah, just on that replay, it's interesting is Modell faked enough time so that Chu eventually jumped on the righty to open up the lefty. Just barely getting that margin.
Fanaki, gentle set here, and Modell just finds that gap again. We're seeing Ryan Marino, Patric Chu put themselves in the right place, maybe inches off, just getting that ball up, maybe just reach out that hand or slide into that position 1 second sooner, and several of these touches could be very different. But the fact of the matter is, it is 18-11. Fanaki to serve. Fanaki and Modell 3 points away from putting themselves into the finals of this premier bracket. A brilliant cut from Gabe to get there. Modell pops this one up a little too far backwards. Fanaki thinks twice before fully sending himself onto the ground.
Yeah, managing a very healthy lead, and also looking at, you know, like you said, you want to get injured in the finals, not the semifinals.
Exactly.
It's common practice. So, yeah, gonna hold on to your health and just give up that one hold, or concede a hold. Not really giving up anything.
Big swing from Chu. We'll clip the rim though.
Couple of interesting hesitations. Chu removes his hat. Not to tip his hat to his opponents, but just to see if there's maybe a good serve left hidden under there.
Here are the fakes again. He tries the same lefty cut he was able to pull off last time. That'll work as he whips out the lefty reverse. Fanaki, despite the dive.
Yeah,
just short.
Might have hit fingertips from Modell there just briefly on the way out too. Didn't get to the redirection at Gabe though. And he had the ball at the end of game 2. That's Marino. And now the task is even taller.
He goes lefty, and that is incredibly low, but somehow Max Modell gets a hand on it and is able to get that ball put away nicely.
That is a big time serve receive. You're up by so many points, and you don't need to get this hold, but if you let that ball ace you, Marino starts to feel himself, and all of a sudden we get 7 match points instead.
Chu knows that he needs to play this, given how well Fanaki has been serving recently. Smart decision, and they'll get the put away, and they'll get the ball back in their hands as a result. They now have control of their own fate, per se. Huge same hand toss there from Chu. It'll work nicely, but Fanaki will send that one up and over, and with that, get themselves on top of Creamy, of Patric Chu, of Ryan Marino, who put up a hell of a fight today, I gotta say, but they just were not able to bounce back after that momentum shift in game 2. But it is the athleticism and just the sheer effort of Gabe Finocchi and Max Modell that continue to impress and continue to get them victories, Ben.
Yeah. We think back to game 1, it was 21-16 Creamy, and things looked very smooth for them. We saw a really low energy Modell Fanaki, and like you said, they found something in game 2 and been pretty much high energy ever since. They blew this game open 10-5. You said it was just about over, and it only took me a couple points to be convinced that we were a lot closer into that game than I might have thought. So kudos to them for clawing back, winning that matchup in 3 games.